This one comes to us from philadelphia.cbslocal.com. You're going to hear my birds. They just want to get in on the show. 13 Philadelphia police officers are on administrative duty because of concerns over some arrests. The police department says it noticed some discrepancies when looking into the arrests for gun crimes. What? Discrepancies in arrests from a police department? That's unheard of.
Philly police officers are supposed to capture all arrests on their body-worn cameras. But when the department's internal affairs unit looked at the video for illegal gun possession arrests in March, investigators found discrepancies.
The audit found some things that were concerning, and we opened further investigations on those things.
Deputy Commissioner Robin Wimberly oversees internal affairs. She wouldn't share details on what those discrepancies were, other than to say,
the evidence versus paperwork versus what may have happened.
She adds that some officers did not have the body cameras on during the arrest.
They may purposely not turn them on, some who turn them off in the middle of an investigation.
Now, the department says this is part of a routine investigation of police officers' daily activities. FOP President John McNesby responded in a statement Monday.
The department and the DA should be focusing on getting criminals off the street instead of police.
There's more focus on the Philadelphia police and what they're doing wrong than how many shooters are out there.
He says the department hasn't yet shared the audit in question with the FOP. The union is representing the 13 officers.
I'm sure at the end of the day, when the officer gets to tell their side of the story, that they'll be exonerated and they'll be put back to work.
Krasner, however, says if a crime was committed, he will charge those officers.
The bottom line is filling out false police paperwork is a crime. Providing a false version of an incident to police is a crime. And testifying falsely in court is a crime.
So, yes, the DA and the police department should focus their efforts on police reports and police activity logs and make sure that these guys are telling the truth. And they may be. You may have 100 cops that are telling the truth out of 110. But if those 10 are lying, how many others are lying?
Wimberly tells us that the audit looked at about 325 arrests. Of those, more than 50 arrests were found to be inconsistent with what officers reported. Based on the audit, 13 police officers were taken off the street and placed on desk duty pending the outcome of the investigation.
If some individuals have made some decisions not to follow the rules because the police department has to follow rules, we have rules, then that would be a problem.
In the meantime, Internal Affairs is continuing its investigation.
Do you think we'll see criminal charges come from this?
Anything's possible. Anything's possible.
And the police department is working on a new policy regarding the review of body-worn camera following arrest.
We're told that the officers will stay on duty while the police department looks into these cases. So if there's discrepancies, they're going to stay on duty while they look into the discrepancies. So if they're lying, they're going to continue lying while they investigate to see if they're lying.
District Attorney Larry Krasner is aware of the findings.
Is your office taking action now with some of those cases where you do have the body camera footage to prove that perhaps the truth wasn't told as officers claim to be?
I'm not going to talk about any particular investigation. Obviously, it's illegal for me to talk about whether or not there is a grand jury investigation and what it might be doing.
But he tells us that the Internal Affairs investigation may implicate more than the 13 sent to desk duty.
My opinion is yes, the number could be larger, but obviously we work off of evidence, we work off of facts, not off of speculation.
Things that make you dizzy. Blonde hair, cops, DAs.